This video will show you how you can improve your posture as a side sleeper with nothing more than a few towels and a pillow. How's it going, guys? This is Chris with HealthyConsumer.com, back with another Working Body Wednesdays. Working Body Wednesdays is where we talk about posture, functional movement, and hardening your body so it's better able to handle the demands of daily life. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you never miss another video. This is a requested follow-up video from one of my most popular videos, Effortlessly Improve Posture While Sleeping. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to check that video out, particularly if you're a back sleeper. Now, as I explained in the previous video, one of the biggest points of sleep is for it to be restorative. So we want to support the natural curves in the spine. First, in the lumbar spine, we have the lumbar lordosis, so that inward curve in the low back. Then in the mid-back, we have what's called a thoracic kyphosis. I'll exaggerate it there. And sometimes you'll see people that are like this. And then lastly, we should typically have an inward curve in our neck called a cervical lordosis. So we want to use props to support that. In the previous video, I showed how to do that while you're on your back. Now I'm going to show you how to do it while you're on your side. There's a couple things to keep in mind though, guys. This is not meant to be an overall fix for your posture, just meant to support restorative sleep. In order to really improve your posture, you have to find ways to strengthen some of the postural muscles, lengthen a lot of the muscles in the hips that are typically tight, and the only way to effectively do that is to be assessed by someone who will be able to point those things out for your individual case. So see a physical therapist or someone that's trained in rehabilitation. That being said, let's assume that you have no serious pathology in your neck or in your spine. When we look at someone who's sleeping and side-lying, there are a couple key points that we want to think about. If the mattress is very soft, it's going to allow the spine to sink like this, and we're going to lose that neutral posture in the spine. We want to be sure that we keep the spine in a neutral position so we're not bending and side bending just above the waist. So sometimes, for some people, a towel roll right here above the hips, depending on how wide your hips are and how much the mattress sinks, will help you to keep you out of this posture. Next up, we're going to have, and I'm going to show you all these in just a second here. Next up, we're going to want to have a towel roll just at the top of the shoulders and filling the space at the neck so it's not taking your head down like this or up like this. Either way is going to create a strain in your neck. Lastly, it's also important to think about the hips. The hips have to be in good alignment too. So when you're lying on your side, you want to be certain that you're not rolling forward or back, but that the hips are vertically stacked right on top of each other. For most people, that means putting a pillow between their knees. By doing so, keeps a rotation out of the pelvis, because if one side is dropped down, if your top leg is dropped down, then that is going to create a little bit of torque in your pelvis. It's also important to think that we're not getting into a fetal position. So if you're someone that loves to sleep with your knees right up towards your chest, I encourage you to slowly work your way out of that. Start to, night by night, maybe every few nights, bring your knees down a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more until they're almost straight. And I'll show you that here in 1 second as well. Lastly, it's important to make sure that your spine is not twisted. So if you do lie on your side, to the best of your ability, try not to twist your lower or upper half, but make sure that it is straight up and down to the best of your ability so you get the most restful sleep you can. Let's go through a couple examples now. Okay, so here's my setup, guys. I have a bath towel here that I've folded up into a cervical roll. This is just going to fit the space of your neck. This is just going to fill the space of your neck. And then I needed more to support me. I just didn't have a big enough towel, so I had to use a few towels in this case. Just depends on the size of your towel. You should have a ledge for your head, so your head's not cocked down and it's not cocked up either. So this is going to fill the space of my neck. And then down here, this might not be necessary for everybody. This would just be for some skinnier people for the most part. Just a little adjustment to my lower spine to make sure that I'm not falling into the surface. Granted, this is a firm surface. This is a Pilates table here. So in a softer mattress where you're sinking into it easier, that might be a good thing to have there. It's just something you'll have to experiment with. And lastly, down there at the top, I have a pillow which I'll put between the knees as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get into position here. Okay, so here's the side lying view. So if I took this away, for instance, then I'd be a little too down with the head. Notice that I am right on top of my shoulder. I'm not rolled back or have the shoulder protruded like that. I don't have it tucked way back. If you can tolerate that, as long as you don't have any shoulder problems, that's the way that I recommend to go. So I'm going to put this back here. So now my head's supported. The cervical roll is just filling the space above the shoulder. We want to try and have the shoulder sliding down so it's relaxing there. Notice that I'm on both hips. I'm not rolling back. I'm not rolling forward. I have my knees in a little bit of flexion. I don't expect you to be way out like this. That's fine if you're a little bit forward. But if you're somebody that likes to do this, I highly encourage you to, over time, start to work out into a little more extension. It's good for your back, for one thing, unless you have severe stenosis, to be able to be in that position where you're not too flexed up with the hips. Last component would be a pillow between the legs so the hips are even, so they're not creating a twist in the low back or particularly in your sacrum. That pretty much does it for side sleeping. Try and be sure that your spine is as neutral as possible, your hips are as neutral as possible, you're not coming up into a fetal position, you're supporting the neck enough so the head is not falling down. You have something there along the side of your neck. Of course, if any of this creates any discomfort or soreness, discontinue immediately because it should not do that. Always listen to your body. This has been another episode of Working Body Wednesdays. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you never miss another video. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.